Hello and welcome. My name is Bjarne, or you can just call me BJ for short. As many of you know, did I win the free giveaway at Essential RC for July month. The prize was a unique U-glider provided by tomtop.com. First of all, will I say that this is not a sponsored video at all. I will now try to give a small build video with a maiden flight and my little review. And it will be a totally unbiased review from my side. So I'll just slide up into the left corner and we'll go ahead with the build video. First of all, did I start by going through the manual. It's not the best manual I've seen. There were actually something missing in the manual due to some parts that was with the kit. Then I'm just going through all the accessories to see if everything's there, or if there's any extras, or if there's something missing. In this case there were pretty good accessories, and there were extras instead of too few, so that's a nice thing. I have to say right now that the servo did give up before I could even fly the plane. It was one of the teeth on one of the sprockets just gave up. So I replaced the servo with one of my own, and I did not film that part. Started by going through all the control surfaces and soften up them to have less resistance for the push rods, and started by installing the control horns on all the control surfaces, and it's a zip tie lock configuration, so no glue needed or anything, and decent quality. Then we came to the part that I don't like with this plane, and that's a single servo for the ailerons in the middle of the wing. Due to that, I want to do a real review. Did I build this one as is from the box, and I will definitely remove this servo and modify it with two servos out in the wing to get flaperons and spoilerons possibilities, and much easier to get good ailerons instead of this long single servo that's normally not strong enough. The glue, the wing just glues together, and it's a really nice fit. So seems like it's good quality. The carbon fiber that follows is also perfectly fitted in the wing. The slots are very nice, and it's very easy to just glue in. And as it says in the manual, it's nothing special about the manual. It's lack of quality of the manual. It's been printed out and it's been photocopied of the original with black and white pictures, and it's hard to see all details in these pictures, so they could have done a better job with the manual. Here can you see I'm installing the servo that did break or was faulty by deliverance, so I hadn't spare servo, so for me it was no big deal, and by the looks of everything else I would think that this servo would have been okay in most cases. So just bad luck for me, I think. I did not film the replacement of the servo. I used a little bit bigger servo, so I had to do some small modifications, but nothing to film. These are the plastic brackets that's glued directly on the wing to where you mount it to the fuselage. and a perfect fit for these ones too, so everything fits very, very nice in this kit. The control horns, the control push rods for the rudder and elevator is just through the carbon fiber, and for the rudder it's a small hole that goes about 10 centimeters into the carbon fiber it's going to go out of. As I mentioned earlier, there were one piece, that's this piece, that's not mentioned at all in the manual, but I figured out that the only place it could fit was on the carbon fiber, and for a support for the rudder push rod. I did, after I had built this, check a manual for another U-glider from another factory, and they had this piece within the manual, and it's, I guess, the right place, so it's going to be here, as you see now. This little piece did also break before I could even use it. The small hole, the top of the plywood just broke away. So, but there was half of the hole left, so it was enough to just use some CA glue and glue the push rod directly to it. So it works nice. I had to do some modifications in the cockpit to get my battery in, because I don't have an 850 battery. The smallest one I have is this one, that's a 1000 milliamperes battery. And I had no place to put my receiver, so I did modify by making a small hole in the back of the fuselage where you are mounting the wing, so that I can put the receiver inside the cavity that's between the wing and the battery. Should maybe have been a small hatch or something to get to this area just for mounting the receiver, but it worked out perfectly by taking off some parts of the foam here. As you can see, the receiver slides directly in, so that was a good solution for me. Here I'm just using some steel wire for making a small hook so I can take the servo wires and the lead for the ESC, and that through the fuselage, so I can connect it to the receiver and then pull it back into the fuselage. I'm sorry about the speed here, but there's not much to look at, so I just speeded up the video. And here I'm just testing out to see that everything worked. Here I'm just gluing on the tail part, and the carbon fiber rod, I think it was 541 millimeters from the fuselage to the end of the carbon fiber. And that's actually shown pretty good in the manual where you should glue your tails on. You can see the part that didn't follow, that this wasn't in the manual, but it's the right place to put it there. So it's a pure support for the push rods for the rudder. Otherwise, the hardware is decent quality. The foam looks very nice, and there was no dents or anything in it when I opened the package. It's smooth and really nice finish on it. So I'm happy about that. And it looks like some of it is really good quality. I did also see that many didn't know how to program the brake on the ESC. I'm not sure why they can't do that if they have any other ESC with the kit or something, because I did one Google search and the first manual, the first hit I got was a manual, and it explained exactly how I should program brake on the ESC, as I did. So here I'm just finished. I did not film putting on the stickers and all that. It's a bit nose heavy with my battery, but we'll see during the maiden that didn't have any effects on that. So now I think that you're just going to see the maiden, and I'll slide down to this corner. This is the absolute first start. Haven't trimmed or anything, so it flew perfectly, more or less. I had to just trim up a little bit on the ailerons and on the elevator. And this first flight did I fly for, I used the motor, the engine, for about 5.5 minutes, and my total flight time was 17.5 minutes, so I had 12 minutes of just gliding, and it was no wind and no thermals or anything, so the glide rate on this model is very, very nice. This engine with a 3-cell, you can just point it straight up and give full throttle and it won't stop. It just climbs and climbs. It's a wonderful glider, and I will probably have a lot of fun with this one. So I can definitely recommend this glider if you want a small, easy glider to fly. The weight I got was 387 grams with my oversized battery, and there I can't feel any difference that I'm using a bigger battery. It's like glides perfect, so I'll just leave you to see the rest of the maiden now. So thank you for watching, and don't forget the usual things, subscribe, like, share, anything like that. So, okay, bye-bye. Får du med landning då?